the audio up with the video.
Cool.
Cool.
Cool. Okay. Well, hi. Let's start over again. Cool. That's good when people are laughing. Hey, this is Foster from The Wall, and welcome to another episode of Late Night at The Wall. Really excited to be here tonight, have a really fun guest, have an experienced comedy host of many, many shows. Really glad to have her on. It's been weird. We're not sure exactly how quickly we're going to be able to let these out. As you do know, this is January 3rd, 2020. So the fact that we have no studio audience is because no one's heard of us and we haven't opened, not for any other reason that you could conceivably think about. Yep, that's 100% right. We're not lying to you at all. Would you like some hand sanitizer?
I would love some hand sanitizer, actually. Thank you.
As it's January 3rd, 2020.
Which also makes me a virgin.
It does. I don't know how we got into sex right away, but that's just how it happens. But before we start, I discovered something recently. As you know from the last episode, I'm not in any way a vegetarian. And what I found out recently, and I eat chicken a lot. Chicken is one of my favorite things to eat. I recently found out that the grocery store actually sells chicken in the shape of dinosaurs. The only problem is they put it in the children's section. I don't get it.
Why would you do that?
I don't get it. I'm going to start in about 2 weeks, because this is the perfect timing to start a bar, restaurant, anything like that. I'm going to start a restaurant that serves exclusively dinosaur-shaped chicken.
Yeah, Dino Chicken.
Dino Chicken. That's what's going to be called.
Yeah?
That's going to be called.
Dino Chicks.
Dino Chicks. All the chicks are going to show up. It's going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it.
Prehistoric pussy. Yeah.
Again. Really, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and go with it. I'm going to let I'm going to introduce our first guest of the night, and our only guest of the night. It's Miss Anna Beros. Welcome to the show, Anna. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, Foster. I'm doing really well. I am super excited about getting back into running comedy shows.
Continuing, because
we're in 2020.
January 3rd, 2020.
January 3rd, 2020. Wow. Right. My life is so simple right now.
It is.
So simple. Oh my God.
Good. I'm really glad you can join us for our, we're just starting the TV show, the YouTube show. Have you done any film work before?
I have done some film work. Actually, my first job in Berlin was film work. I moved over to Berlin like 5.5 years ago,
okay.
from Australia, from Melbourne, from the sister city of Berlin, down under.
Is it really?
Kind of. Like, people say that the vibe of Melbourne is very much like Berlin.
Is it the weather?
It's also the weather.
Okay.
Like, it's just super unpredictable, and it's a much more progressive city than the rest of Australia. So
I always thought Australia was progressive.
No. Melbourne is progressive,
okay.
And then the rest of the country is rich and conservative.
Okay, that reminds me a lot like Texas and Austin.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect.
Exactly.
I'm glad that you can put it into an American's terms.
Oh, Texas. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I moved over like 5.5 years ago. I had like no visa. Like, you couldn't get a visa until you arrived.
Okay.
So I moved over with 2 suitcases, no German, no friends. Although I had met one guy 6 months before, and this guy was a film director when I visited Berlin. This guy was a film director, and he got me, on the first week of me living in Berlin, he got me to act for him.
Okay. Did you move to Berlin because of him, or in large reasons due to him?
No. I already had my best friend living here, but she was away for like 3 months when I moved here.
Okay.
Yeah. So I moved over here knowing some people, but no one was really around. But there was this film director guy who I think I kissed. I kissed him, and then, but I was actually leaving my ex-husband in Australia.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's great. That's what Berlin's for, right?
Right. It's about escaping. It's about escaping and healing, hopefully.
Or just getting lost in the way.
Or just getting super messed up.
Yes.
That was definitely my first few years until I found comedy. But this first job, I needed to drive a car. We needed to do these different scenes where I was singing. So we did a karaoke scene one night, got super, super wasted. Singing karaoke, as one does, right?
Yes.
Like, you sing better when you're wasted, and super wasted. And then the next morning, I had to do this scene where I was driving in a car with a GoPro and singing along and driving. And the director was like, you can drive, right? And I was like, look, I can drive. Do I have a license? No. But can I? Sure. Like, I need the money, right? And
no, quick question. Does Australia do the same side of the road as here or no?
No, different side of the road. Different side of the road. And then when I got into the car, it wasn't an automatic car. It was a stick shift. And I was like,
But you're good with a stick, right?
I'm great with a stick, but just not that one. And so I was like, oh, this is gonna be, all right, this is gonna be all right. I can get it started. Like, I can get the car started. I can do that. And they were like, well, what we need you to do. Step one, exactly. And I was like, I can do this. That's fine. They were like, well, we actually need to film you while you start it and then pull out into traffic. And I was like, oh, okay, where are we gonna do this? I was like, Prince Lauerberg, like the expensive area of inner city Berlin.
Of course.
So, no problems. And so there's all this traffic coming through. We do it. I managed to get it out into traffic like
You
4
managed
times.
to pull out successfully.
Yeah, I managed to not hit anybody. But then I found out that the car that I was driving was the producer's car.
Okay. Was it nice?
It was like a Volkswagen, like a modern. Yeah, it's a good car. It's a good car. It was nice, and I was terrified. And so
Were you acting terrified?
No, I was supposed to act happy and singing to music. So I was singing to like Beyonce's Survivor. I was like, I'm gonna choose the music because I need to.
That's
we're gonna
fitting.
get through
That's
this.
perfectly fitting.
And eventually they're like, we can't do this scene with you pulling out into traffic. This is too stressful for everybody. And I was like, yes. And so they found this little like cul-de-sac around the corner. And so there were no other cars around. And so I was like, okay, we can do this. And so we did the take like five times. It got less and less scary. And eventually they were like, okay, we got it. And I was like, okay, great. So I then get out of the car and I walk over. I was like, hey, whoo, and I got a high five, and everyone starts running, and the car is just rolling down the hill because I forgot to put the handbrake on.
Yeah, that's the thing with manual cars.
That's the thing with manual cars.
It's one of the many things about manual cars.
Many things. So that was my first film work, really, and my first job, my first week in Berlin.
Have you done any since then, or has that been like the only one, and now you're kind of doing this one?
Now I'm doing this one. I have actually recently I did a reaction video for an ethical porn company.
That's good. Do you want to plug them in case anyone is, concerned about
Because they plug everyone else very well.
I don't know our viewers, but they might be interested.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, the co-founders of this ethical porn company came to see my show in Spain recently, and I hung out with them. We had a whole day. They took me to a cemetery. They bought me lunch. It was lovely.
I love it how you're the cemetery, because Dragos is going to be on our show in about a week, and I know that he's going to talk about cemeteries.
You know why we went to the cemetery? Because they saw Dragos's joke, and we were like, I have never been to a Spanish cemetery, so we went there. But yeah, so I did this comedian reaction video, and where I just had to watch 2 hours of porn and react to it. And that's going to be what they use to advertise their company. It's called Ersties, if you want to know. Ersties.
There you go, in case you're wanting some ethical porn.
Who doesn't want some ethical porn?
There's two types of people. There's people who want ethical porn, and there's liars.
And then there's liars. Well, and then there's like exploitative,
Which no one wants that.
People who eat McDonald's, right? It's like, if you want ethical porn, or do you want McDonald's porn?
Yeah.
I think we're all kind of in the middle.
See, right now is because we have an advertisement that's coming up later in the show, which is not real. And right now, I just wish they advertised us. That would have been so much more fun.
So much.
But you run a show here at the Wall, don't you? Or you will once we open.
Once we open, because it's never happened before. I run a show called Groundhouse Comedy. Grindhouse, yeah. Grindhouse. It's inspired by the Tarantino. He did a double special called A Grindhouse, was when two movies went together, and his film was Death Proof, which kind of links into my driving story.
I've seen it.
It's so cool. Anyway, it's on Sundays. The show here, Groundhouse Comedy, runs Sundays from 6 p.m. till 7 p.m. A tight hour of power. Just two comedians doing extended sets. I host. I host. Sometimes I do my solo show here, but otherwise it's Groundhouse Comedy, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen it before at a place, not us clearly, because we haven't had it yet. But it's a fantastic show. Experienced comedians, 20 minutes of material, much more material than I'll ever have.
Oh.
No, it's okay. I'm happy with it.
The fun of it is that it's kind of like an open mic for it's for them to polish a longer format. So it's not about testing all new material. It's about them polishing their 20-minute set. So 2 experienced comedians polishing their 20-minute sets so they can, get booked for jobs that'll pay them.
It's a really good Sunday show. It's a perfect format for a Sunday show. Just come in afternoon, kind of evening, kind of relaxed.
In early, out early, still can hit the pub or hit the pub. Who hits the pub in Melbourne? But anyway, get drinks, have dinner afterwards. It's wonderful.
Exactly. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, Anna. It was lovely having you. I'm really looking forward to seeing your show again once we open for the first time.
Yeah, I can't wait to open for the first time and do my show again for the first time.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Great. That was our show. We have a quick advertisement. As you know, again, we are not sponsored by anyone, but we desperately want to be, and we desperately need your money. So if you are a potential sponsor, here is what your sponsorship could look like if you are to give us money, and at the end of the show we'll do something. That seemed natural, right?
Oh, so natural.
Perfect. Cool. Well, I have with me a Fritz Cola. Now, have you ever woken up under a bridge after 3 days of not knowing what's going on? A crowd of people is around you, staring at you and poking you with a stick, wondering if you're going to be okay. Because this has happened to me at least once. And fortunately, I woke up next to a Fritz Cola. I still didn't know where I was or what was going on, but after drinking it, I was slightly less thirsty. Fritz Cola, it makes you slightly less thirsty. It's true. And real quick before we go, I am excited. I've spoke with Billy's agent again today. Billy Zane is coming next week, not next show. I think we're going to talk about his role in The Boys on Amazon Prime. He's in a couple episodes of that. Really looking forward to having a great episode with him. Thank you again. Have a wonderful night.